Yeah, hi everyone. It's Billy here again from 47 Wolves. All I am. Hope you're all well, beautiful people. It's been a little bit overdue, I guess. I just wanted to come on today and provide a bit of an update on my journey with the whole cancer thing. Yeah, I've probably haven't been neglectful or anything else, but I just didn't have a lot to offer, to be honest. I've just had and you'll sort of recognise that very soon when I sort of explain what's been happening. But yeah. So it's been essentially about 3 months since I've had my last scan. They were the PET scans. A couple of days ago, I had my CT scan and done some blood tests. So yeah, then I today I went to the oncologist and got the results there. So long story short, the lesion in my liver has grown just slightly. That's grown by about 3 mil. 3 mil. So from 19 to 22 mil, which is not the best news as far as that it is continuing to grow. But the rate that when we were told 3 months ago it's quite aggressive, and I'd be probably they've given me 12 months based on averages. Yeah, so 3 months later for it to only grow 3 mil. It's still growing and definitely heading the wrong way, I suppose. But yeah, with the protocols that I've been doing, as some of you would have known, I've chosen at this stage not to go down the chemo path. Chemotherapy, they suggested, was only going to prolong it. Really, it was going to give me 3 years based on averages. And like I've said, many times, everyone's got their choices. I honour and respect everyone's choices, but for me, the quality of life that of whatever time I've got left, and I'm certainly not soaking too much up of the narrative. They're telling me average 12 months, but yeah, that's definitely not my intention. I plan to be around for a lot longer, and that's not being dismissive of them, and that's not burying my head in the sand. But like the oncologist said today, that everybody's different, everyone's DNA is different, everyone reacts to different things, and then you've got stress, and you've got all sorts of different. Excuse me for a sec, I'm a bit tipsy. Not me, but the camera. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically essentially where we are. So we've got another scan coming up in about 2 months' time with Christmas and everything else. So we'll see. We'll get a bit more of a definitive measurement, I guess, of how fast it's growing, if it's growing at all at that stage. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, like we talk about with living in the present, living in the moment. I'll try not to stress too much about it, or stress at all if I can. We're humans, so it's natural, and definitely when you've got loved ones around you all concerned, and yeah, it's challenging. But the best thing I can do for myself and for everyone around me is to remain positive, keep my vibes up, keep my frequency levels up, and enjoying life and being happy. So, and not living life as if nothing's happening, but definitely not dwelling on the narrative and the doom and gloom, because that's not really going to serve me any purpose, and nor is it going to serve anyone else around me either. Yeah, so yeah, essentially, the last since my last podcast about the cancer journey, I certainly haven't stopped in my tracks. I've completed a pretty intensive course that provided me 4 certificates, which I haven't got any fixed plans yet to what I'm going to do with those, but I achieved a neuro linguistics programming certificate. Learnt so much with that, and a lot of skills there to be able to help people. This is all designed about, funny, these courses, they're around to, you want to get certified to help others ultimately, but you learn so much about yourself, and the way this course was done was just beautiful. It was all online on Zoom, and with live classes, live demonstrations, and real life healings right before all our eyes. People from the well over 100 people who participated to come down in front of everyone, and the rawness and the togetherness was just brilliant. And yeah, that was fantastic. So yeah, apart from the neuro-linguistics programming, I also achieved a life coaching certificate, a thing called timeline therapy, and I won't bother going into all these details now, but positive psychology, which I absolutely loved, and the principle behind that is not going against traditional psychology or psychiatrist work, but really focusing in on rather than the problem and dwelling on the problem and the traumas, how to move forward, and positive reinforcement and those sorts of things. So loved it, absolutely loved it. It was pretty full on. There were massive days and nights, 14, 16-hour days, plus I wanted to at the time get it all done, all my assessments and everything else. So that week and a half was pretty full on, and yeah, it was great. I guess it was a bit of a distraction away from everything. I just was head down, bum up on all that. And I've just recently completed a sound healing. They call it Sound Touch, which involves all sound healing and the power of sound, using tuning forks. I've got some tuning forks now. I just like to, whatever time any of us have got left, it's all about growing and expanding and learning. So I've really enjoyed those, and I'm going to continue pursuing other things, reading. I think that's what life's all about. I also found out, which I shared on Facebook, about a photo I took last December. It was right on my daughter's birthday, with a photo that I took of Mount Biwa here, which is locally here at Glasshouse Mountains in Queensland, Australia. And it was clouded by this misty cloud. It was phenomenal, and I was lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time and took the photo, and that got received into the Bureau of Meteorology 2025 calendar. I'll be the month of November, and yeah, I was stoked about that. A bit of backstory to that. Whilst I was in hospital around May, June, I was right in the thick of it, so I was having a torrid time, and yeah, they rang me from Victoria, where they must be based out of, and gave me the news that my one was received out of I can't remember how many hundreds or thousands of entries. So I was pretty stoked about that, and it really lifted my spirit at the time. And so wrapped, and I just got a phone call this morning to ask if they could pass my details over to the local news, because they've got wind of it, and they want to do a story. So I haven't heard from them yet, but yeah, that's all exciting. And at the end of the day, we can dwell on woe me, what's happening, and all the negative or perceived negatives, but I just think the best way moving forward is to just stay as high energy and high spirited, and focus on what I can control, and what I can control is my own mindset, my own emotions, my own physical side of it, and my spirituality, and that's been a real focus for me right from the start. And that's how I'm going to continue till my last breath, without being too morbid, hopefully in many years and maybe decades to come. So I just think life's worth living. It's short, and for all of us, none of us know what's around the corner or up the road. So I just wanted to give that update for the cancer. Once again, the last week or two particularly, I think people, and bless every one of you, I'm so appreciative and welcome messages, phone calls, checking in on me to see how I am, because I haven't, I've sort of gone not into my shell, but just, as I said, focused on courses and doing my own thing, and not trying to focus on the cancer journey day to day, apart from the protocols that I'm taking. certainly not dwelling on anything, like let's get on with life. So people have been messaging and reaching out, and it's been wonderful, beautiful. I'm so appreciative, and I thought, gee, I better get on and do another podcast and update. And so thank you for your patience and your love and your kindness, and all the people that reached out. It's just so incredible. I love humanity, and and I'm so blessed to have so many people, my family, my friends, and loved ones, people that I don't even know, reaching out and offering their love and their kindness, offering different modalities and different. It's just been phenomenal, and quite easy to get overwhelmed with all that. And it's one of the things I've learnt through this journey is to be able to receive, and I can't express my gratitude anywhere near enough. There's just simply no words. So thank you, all of you, for those that have reached out and even thought of how I'm going. Just one of the interesting things that have come out recently with two or three people and good friends and a family member was how difficult cancer is for people to deal with. Regardless of your age and what your exposure is to it, we all know about it. We've all, unfortunately, probably know people that have gone through it, hopefully survived, but maybe not. And it does have a connotation or an effect. It has an energy to, like, I had a couple of people reach out and uh, apologise for not contacting me earlier or in detail. And simple response is no apologies needed. I completely understand, because each have got their own journey and story. But it was interesting to hear them talk about the difficulties of when learning of a loved one or a friend or a family member that's got been diagnosed, and the challenges that raises, or the triggers that raises for them on dealing with it, whether it's sort of past traumas and family members, and I think it's a really good opportunity for when that does come up. It doesn't have to be cancer, it can be anything, but if that does raise a trigger for you, have you completely healed? Have you really gone into the depths and dealt with whatever's happened in the past for you? So I found that really fascinating, and I love the fact that they have reached out, and we've passed through. And each of them said, what has helped is me, in one particular case, or two, sorry, meeting them face to face, and everyone's quite, and I love hearing this. This is pretty cool, but hearing the people say, "Oh my God, you're looking so well. You're buoyant. You're vibrant. You're looking full of life." And I'm back to my general weight that I was pre the journey. So I'm probably looking, I'm 9 months older, but looking as vibrant and as healthy as I was. Probably more so because I've let go a lot this year. I let go of a lot of traumas, past things that I was holding on to. When we go through this, the easy way is to go into our shell and go into victim mentality. But one of the things right from the outset for me is to go, okay, what can I learn from this journey? And I've done the whole holistic thing, so focused on the physical side. So I've made sure, what protocols are out there, what can I do, how can I clean my gut health, maintain my gut health, or get that right. Physical exercise. What traumas have I not let go, and what can I release, and what am I suppressing, and what's no longer serving me? So that and then that all rolls in with the spiritual side as well, making sure that I meditate, that I maintain positiveness. Learning a lot about the neuro pathways and how much our thinking can influence down to our gut and our whole body. And like as most of us know, stress can cause a lot of dis-ease and a lot of ill health. And why not? And there's more and more scientific evidence coming out that we can actually have an influence by our mindset and our way of thinking and our energy to be able to affect and actually bring ourselves to health. We don't know everything at the moment, but that really resonates with me big time, and that's something that's been a massive focus for me. But so that's been definitely part of the journey, and learn from that or not, take away from that what you will, if that resonates with you. But that's certainly been a big learning for me. And I'm just reading through. I just wanted to make sure I got everything covered. And one of the big things I've probably been doing, but more recently, just even leading up to this scan, because like I said, it's been 3 months, so you get that nervous energy. I wonder how it's going to go, wonder what it means. I've been feeling fantastic, but will that relate to how the scans show up, etc., etc. And essentially this last few days, I've sort of come to the realization that I've done or doing all I can, and there comes a time where that's all we can do, and then you let the result go. So I've been really, even this morning driving to the hospital, I tried to stay. I meditated beforehand. And sitting in the waiting room. I was really trying to stay neutral and not get too attached to the result. Of course, I wanted the best, and and with sitting with Loretta, we both wanted the best, and so do other people, of course. But not being attached to that, because the last thing I wanted to do was build it up and then come plummeting down if I build it up too much and looking for the best outcome. And it's been a real big learning for me to do all you can, do the day-to-day stuff, live moment to moment, and then just let it go. Let the result go. Let whatever's going to happen is going to happen. As humans, we like to control everything around us, our surroundings and all the external things, but ultimately what we can control is how we react or respond to things. So and I found that really helped me this morning by staying neutral. And the news we got was not sensational, but it wasn't devastating either. And by me being in that neutral sort of mindset, allowed me to just take it all on board and not get too disappointed or too excited by any of it. So keeping a level keel and centered, not getting too either side. So that's one of my learnings from that. Doing all I can. So handing it over to God, handing it over to the universe. So that's I found that quite liberating, to be honest. That's that just releases the pressure, because at the end of the day, I've done what I can, I'm doing what I can, and ultimately the outcome's out of my control anyway. Why stress about it? Why worry about it? And that's not easy to do, but it's I find that's definitely helping me. And that, I've learnt this through this cancer journey, but ultimately that's going to be a skill that I can use in other areas of my life, and then, like I'm doing now, pass that on forward. If you get anything from that, then that's fantastic. And that, apart from me sharing my updates and news, if I can inspire or educate, and which is why I started this podcast in the first place, go for it. I love it. Take on board what resonates, and if it doesn't, all good too, no problem. I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for your love, your kindness, your compassion, your empathy, just all the messages, phone calls, and all the love that I receive, and like I said before, just not quite overwhelmed anymore. I've learnt to receive, that's one thing, but just to just know that there's so many beautiful people out there, and humanity, through all the dramas and traumas around the world, and what we, I don't watch the news, but what people see and hear, It's easy to feel like, oh, the world's ending and it's all going pear-shaped and everything else, but ultimately it's not. It's no worse or better than it's ever been, and it's our perception of that, our lenses, our viewpoints, and how we deal with that, what we take in, what we absorb, and what we just let go, what's in our control, what's not. And ultimately, the big lesson for me is just not to let external factors have any power over you. You have the power, you have the love inside, you have the ability to be in gratitude all the time. One of the things I'm doing constantly is, and with a dear brother of mine, and we're exchanging ours, but I've been writing them down for quite a while, is writing down 3 gratitudes every day, and big or small, they don't have to be monumental, but simply I have gratitude for my breakfast, or whatever it is. And sometimes they are significant because we have significant pivotal moments in our life, and other times it's a day-to-day thing. But what I've found that what it does for me is I know I'm writing them down, so that's my intent for the day, and then I'm constantly looking for things to be grateful for. It's take that when you're in gratitude, it leaves no room for being the victim or whinging or complaining. If we want to look hard enough, there's plenty there to complain about, but there's also everything to be grateful for, even things that we perceive as not so good at the time. What are we learning from that? How are we growing and expanding from that? And one door closes, another one opens. There's always something to be grateful for. And I honestly thought when I started this that oh wow, I'm going to probably run out of things to be grateful for, but it's literally limitless. They are there is no end, but it does take that mindset and not quite creative, but you think outside the box, and it's not always right in front of your face either. It can be just obscure things that we can all be grateful for. So thank you so much again. Love to everybody. Deepest blessings and gratitude for you all. I thank you very much for following my journey, and thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I may get another one in before Christmas, but if I don't, please have a magnificent, wonderful festive season and Christmas. Spend as much time as you can with your family, your loved ones, and don't stress this. The small stuff, it's just not worth it. So love to you all. Thank you very much. Bye.